Had a couple hours off tonight. I've been goofing around now for probably the last maybe 2 hours or something like that. Did a little bit last night, which was maybe 30 minutes worth of work. So I think all said and done, I'm probably 2.5 hours into this map. This is a map called Beastland that's by Blue Sword Games. Fantastic artist. Love the stuff. The guy does amazing work. This map to me is just like, I don't know what it is about it, but I just love the way that it looks. When I looked at it, let me spin it around because I just wanted to show you the name. But if I spin it around and take a peek at it, you can see there's some like forested trees and stuff like that. There's maybe a little walkway that comes through here. And then there's this sort of canyon thing. I like these little fairy lights or whatever they're supposed to be in the water. Maybe there's some kind of glowing fish or something like that. And this cave back here was kind of cool. I'm like, just makes you wonder what's hidden in there. I knew that I could cut these apart. I could throw some waterfalls in here, stack some stuff up, drop some trees on this map, and then maybe take this area back here and heighten it a little bit and just drop some rocks in a few different spots. So 2.5 hours and voila, this is what I've come up with. I got some trees. I put in some little glowing lights. You can see the trails would basically start here's where your players would start. There's a cool looking little bridge that I put across the top. Maybe they got to fight something as they go across the top of that and as they're making their way towards this cave in the back. Yeah, very cool. These little green glowing orbs you'll see if I zoom in here, you can probably kind of make one out. I could shrink them a little bit so that they're sort of hidden in the whatchamacallit, but I took the tooltips off and whatnot. So there's the waterfalls. I dropped in some rocks, and this little bush here is actually just a tree that I dropped on there, locked it in place, and then just dragged it down. So what you're seeing is just the tree top. Probably the same tree as this one back here, but this base is actually just buried in this wall here to make it look more like a bush. And that's it. This took me about 2.5 hours to build inside of Tabletop Simulator. Using GIMP to cut the maps apart and stuff like that, and build some tokens, and then all the rest of these models and stuff are just free for all. Just had to sort of drop them in place and line everything up. Waterfall effects were something that somebody had already made, so it's just a matter of placing everything together. And then, being that it's sort of like jungle themey kind of a deal, I thought, what better way to drop a little steam in here? You could see that tooltip just went off there somewhere when I moused down in there. There it is. Right click, toggle, turn off the tooltip, and then you won't see it when you mouse over it. But yeah, there you have it. A cool ass little battle map that I made. Maybe you start them off here and they got to fight some goblins or something like that up on the top. Maybe put some kind of creature or some troll or something like that lives in the forest or whatever, throws rocks at him, try and keep him from crossing this bridge. And if they don't take him down or whatever, maybe he blasts it apart. Who knows? There's so many options on this thing, which is pretty cool. Yeah, Blue Sword Games. He's a guy that I follow on Patreon. On Twitter, he's at CAEORA, I believe. Kaoria or something like that. But I'm sure if you checked out his Blue Sword Games Patreon thing, you can find what he's or what his Twitter handle is and follow him that way as well. 2.5 hours work, and I built this badass looking battle map. It turned out so well. Pretty happy with it. Cool. That's it. Short video.